Happy post-Gen Con, everybody! Mayfair bought Mr. B Games. According to an article on ICV2.com, Webbed Spheres Mayfair Games acquires Mr. B Games. Mr. B Games, of course, being the publishing partner for the Killer Bunnies Jupiter Kickstarter, and the presumed / kind of confirmed new publisher once the contract with Ultra Pro is up, publisher for everything else Killer Bunnies. And we've all heard of Mayfair Games, haven't we? Okay, not necessarily. So here I go down what turned out to be a little bit of a rabbit hole. So what does Webbed Spheres Mayfair Games mean? What does this mean for Mr. B Games and being Killer Bunnies Monday? What does it mean for the future of Killer Bunnies? Does this mean we should panic and start riots in the streets? Well, no, that would be ridiculous. Why would that be the first thing that you think of to do? Let's see what this actually is. So a company, I don't know this company, Webbed Sphere, they recently revived the Mayfair Games brand, according to the article on ICV2. So what does this mean? So it turns out the company Mayfair Games was a company that existed, but ceased operations in 2018. They sold their assets, including controlling interests, to company Lookout Games, to Asmodee in 2018. I don't want to see Asmodee's name at all, but it looks like that's just how they shut down. They ceased to exist. Whatever they had then went to Asmodee, including Lookout Games. Lookout Games being the, Agricola, Caverna, Isle of Skye, German games. Mayfair shut down and they ceased to exist. So why is Mayfair Games, which doesn't exist, buying out Mr. B Games? A company named Webbed Sphere Inc. applied to use the name and shield logo. Since no one was using it, they applied for it. They waited the period for anyone to object to them taking over, or I guess reviving the name under them. And January 31st, 2023, no one had said anything, so it's completely theirs. They started using it December 2nd, 2022. Then there was that period, but yeah, they were able to go beyond that. So that's how there's a Mayfair Games, even though they shut down. So who is Webbed Sphere, who is using the Mayfair Games name? They're a company that owns publisher Toy Vault, the jigsaw puzzle manufacturer Mchezo, the hobby supply manufacturer Plathos, and autism and special needs toy manufacturer Miavia. I had also for a while had Flying Buffalo Inc., but then their RPG properties later went to Rebellion. All this found on the ICV2 website. What does this mean for Killer Bunny specifically? Well, really, we don't know. That's the truth of it. And right now, it's kind of like if they released a statement, we all know what the PR speak would look like. Oh, everything's going to run the same. We're so happy to have all this and blah, blah, blah. So it would be pointless to release a statement. So really, it could go, the extremes are the cynic in me says, so this is another Asmodee Ultra Pro situation where they see what they have and they'll throw a bone for a contract that's in place, assuming that the contracts are signed and can be honored now. And they'll throw a bone, they'll see what kind of numbers Killer Bunnies does, and if they make any money at all, they'll prioritize, just like other companies would prioritize different things to see if it's worth releasing another expansion in 6 months, or if it's better off waiting 2 years just to ensure that the contract has the appearance of being honored. It could go the opposite way. A company can come in, they can see what someone's doing, they could see, hey, I like what you're doing, and I see that you have these 5 projects in the pipeline, and you only have the funds to be able to do things one by one. Well, we're a bigger company than you, we have more money than you, so here, have an injection of money, get all 5 things out at once, in quotations, essentially at once, so that we can make more money sooner. So, it's a win-win for the customers and the designers and us, the new publishers. Everyone gets to buy a lot more, and we get to have the extra profits all at once instead of waiting for one and then the other, then the other. So it could go that way. It just depends on I guess what their priorities are, how they have their business set up. I don't know. That's kind of the point. Uh, of course, there are concerns, but I don't know. We don't know. So here's hoping that WebSphere, lets Mr. B Games do its thing. Mr. B Games, who seems to be on good terms with Creative Team Alpha. Of course, they're the publishing partner for the Kickstarter, so I expect that to be honored as is. There we go. There we have it. Who knows what's going to happen? Here's hoping Mayfair Games is a fan of Killer Bunnies. Here's hoping they let Mr. B do his thing. Here's hoping the future of Killer Bunnies still looks bright. Here's hoping nothing else comes up. Yeah. But that's the nature of how life goes, isn't it? Sometimes things just unexpectedly come up, and you just gotta go with it. So here we are. This is it. This is the home stretch for the Jupiter Kickstarter. So thank you for listening. I guess I gotta do a Killer Bunnies Kickstarter video next. Except I'm in Disneyland, so we'll see what happens next week. Alright, well, thank you very much for listening. Play some Killer Bunnies, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.